Good day. Welcome to the Xena 13 ECQ COVID-19 webinar series with 4 of our 16 filmmakers representing from the regional clusters of Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and the National Capital Region. We'll tackle 4 major words from our project title: cinema, quarantine, filmmakers, and diaries in this webinar. The National Commission for Culture and the Arts, National Committee on Cinema, by our chair, Professor Rolando Tolentino, along with our vice chair, Butch Ibanez, and fellow committee members, we are proud to bring to you this project in cooperation with University of St. LaSalle Artists Hub. From the 16 short films of our filmmakers, we have come up with omnibus films, the Xena Part 1 and Xena Part 2. My name is Dr. Adrian Torres, NCC Cinema member for VS, and I will be your moderator for today. This webinar will be part of the ECQ or Xena project, where we bring you 4 filmmakers at a time to share to us their personal goals as well as triumphs in their filmmaking process, particularly this pandemic time. But before we give you our filmmakers, let us hear the message from our NCC chairman, Professor Rolando Tolentino.
Isang ligtas at maligayang sandali sa ating lahat. Ang National Committee on Cinema ay ang sangay ng NCCA na nakatugon sa interes ng sining at kultura ng filmmakers, movie audiences na parehong mamamayan din ng ating bansa. Malugod naming inaalay ang 2 omnibus films ng Xena, Cinema Quarantine sa publikong manonood at mamamayan ng ating bansa para italaga sa kasalukuyan at hinaharap na henerasyon na ang ating filmmakers ng ating bansa ay patuloy na lumikha kahit na sa pinakapeligrosong yugto ng mundong kumakaharap sa pandemiko. Nagpapasalamat kami sa 16 na filmmakers mula sa Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao at NCR na umako sa hamon ng panahon at patuloy na gawin ang kanilang sining dahil ang sining at kultura ay esensyal para maibsan at mapagtagumpayan ang laban sa pandemiko. Ang 16 na maikling pelikula ay ang mga malikhaing tugon at negosasyon ng filmmakers kung paano sila nabuhay, lumilikha, sinusustina ang paglikha sa panahon ng lockdown sa pandemiko. Tandaan natin na ang ating bansa ang may pinakamahaba at striktong ongoing lockdown sa buong mundo. Ang kolektibong tinig at visyon ng filmmakers ay dokumento, testamento at manifesto ng pelikula sa panahon ng lockdown at lampas pa rito. Ito ay pahiwatig kung paano ang paglikha ay ang susustina sa ating laban sa pandemiko at iba pang panlipunang problema. At kahalintulan ng buhay ng manonood at mamamayan, halaw ang kanilang kwento sa ating kolektibong pagdanas at pagkadusta sa pandemiko. Binibigyan representasyon ng filmmakers hindi lang ang kanilang tinig at bisyon bilang artista ng bayan, kundi ang tinig at bisyon na nagpupursiging mabuhay ng marangal na manonood at mamamayan ng ating bansa. Kung may matatawag na takeaway mula sa mga pelikula, ito ay ang sining ay isang aparato ng formasyon at transformasyon ng lipunan. Ika nga ni Bertolt Brecht, art is not a mirror held up to reality, but a hammer with which to shape it. At dagdag pa rito, ang ating pambansang alagad ng sining para sa pelikula na si Lino Brocka ay nagwika. Although it is a duty of the artist to work for what is true, good, and beautiful, first we must expose and fight what is wrong. Sa gitna ng lockdown at pandemiko, mabuhay at kinakailangang buhayin ang sining para sa pagbabago ng mga katiwalian dinanas at dinaranas sa lockdown. Mabuhay ang pelikulang Filipino, mabuhay ang Filipinong filmmakers, mabuhay ang manonood at mamamayang Filipino.
Thank you, Professor Rolando Tolentino. Now let us get to know our filmmakers featured for this afternoon. Our first filmmaker is Arden Rod Condes, and his film is Random People. He is a filmmaker from Pandan Antique. He is the director of the best film for Cinemalaya 2019, the film John Denver Train, which is entirely shot in his hometown of Pandan. Then our second director is Kyle Fermendoza. He is an Ilonggo art actor, director, a writer, cinematographer, production designer, and editor. Some of his films recognition include a Gawad Urian nomination for Best Short Film, Gawad Alternativo winner for Best Regional Entry, and Cine Kasimanwa Best Film and Best Actor awardee. And the third, Mark Raymond Garcia. He is a writer and director based in Sagay City, Negros Occidental. Having worked as a reporter in a local and national newspaper, helped him in creating stories inspired by the realities of his home province. He went away from sugar stories to exploring local heritage, connecting it to the current social issues faced by the Negrenses. And the last but not the least, Keith De Lejero. He is the director of the critically acclaimed Escalawags in 2013 and won Best Director for his feature film Lily in 2016. His short film Babylon won Best Film at the Q Cinema International Film Festival on 2017. He is the festival director of Binisaya Film Festival in Cebu. So, filmmakers, are you ready to share with us your experiences? Here are some questions that we have prepared for you. As a filmmaker, what is your initial reaction to the pandemic and how did you cope in this trying time?
At first, it was very crippling kasi I just went home here sa Pandan in March para lang sa birthday ng mother ko. And I only had 4 shirts with me because I was supposed to go to abroad kasi may festival kami. But then yun nga, lockdown happened and then yun, parang sobrang limiting na tuloy. All of a sudden, sobrang limited na yung movement namin. So parang ako, para makakope sa nangyari, nagsimula ako magtanim. I started to learn how to plant lettuce. Mahirap siyang gawin, pero ako siya. So parang yung nagawa ko, puno ko yung backyard namin ng lettuce. Kasi yun lang yung pinag-aral ko. Parang second half of the pandemic until harvest. So yun, fulfilling naman siya.
Sa amin naman po, first shocking. Kasi nga, everything was uncertain and hindi natin alam kung saan tayo, anong mangyayari kasunod ng aside from that, there's yung takot sa virus mismo. Being scared for the health of me and of course my family and my friends and everybody was, the threat was real. And after realizing it, you soon, you soon think about, your work, your career. In my case, filmmaking, paano ko siya ipagpatuloy. So, medyo scary and very troublesome times yung pag-start ng lockdown up until now.
For me, in terms siguro of staying at home, parang similar lang siya sa routine ko. Medyo similar before the pandemic, yung malabas lang naman ako pag may project and hindi naman madalas may project. So, ayun, parang nasanay na akong mag-stay at home. Ang pinagkaiba lang siguro ay may mga protocols na and may mga safety precautions na kailangang bantayan para lang hindi makapag-spread ng virus. Ayun, so mas mahabang kung gaano ako kadalas nag-stay at home bago mag-pandemic. Parang ganoon lang din, mas mahaba lang siguro. And dahil nga mahaba siya, medyo na realize ko na baka kailangan ko mag-jogging. So I have never run in my life, even for my life. So natuto ako mag-jogging ng konti and masakit pala siya sa katawan. Nakala ko easy lang. So ayun ang aking pandemic story.
When 2020 came, sir, I was looking forward for many projects sana na gagawin for 2020. Pero COVID happened and then the first feeling that I had was I felt I was anxious of the situation. Like I was asking myself, ano nang mangyayari? Will the government give solutions immediately to the situation? How will our government will react on this? Parang marami akong things in my mind, questions in mind on paano to ma-handle ng everybody yung pandemic. So aside from that, kung noon masyado akong nag-overthink, during pandemic mas lalo akong nag-overthink. So marami talagang pumapasok in my mind. So my coping mechanism was really writing lang talaga. I was able to create still mga short na poems, parang ganun po. Kasi when I'm anxious and I'm scared, I always put it in writing, and parang ganun. During the pandemic, medyo marami-rami yung nagawa na pasulat. That's why yung sa script ko medyo easy for me, because may marami yung iba doon, parang mga episodes ng life ko na nasulat ko na. Parang ganun po.
So from each of you, can you share with us experiences and challenges that you encountered during the quarantine? Yung pagtagal na ng pandemic, we're into the middle of it all, nagla-lockdown and everything. So ano naman ang challenges saka experiences nyo na during the quarantine?
Challenge siya kasi first time kong after college, like it was 2005, na nagstay ng sobrang tagal dito sa amin. So, naging familiar ko ulit sa mga tao dito, bukod sa COVID, familiarize ko ulit sa chismis sa kapitbahay, sa nangyayari sa kung saan-saan. So tapos dahil wala akong masyadong damit na parang kailangan kong pagkasyahin yung sarili ko sa t-shirts ko nung high school. Kasi hindi rin makalabas ng taon, kasi yung taon namin, yung may first COVID cases sa mainland Antique. Bago yun, so COVID, so may stigma kaagad, bawal kayo mga taga-pandan. So yun. So parang we had to make with what we have within the town, pati pagkain, damit, even water. So may ganun siyang challenge. Para kaming Stephen King novel na bilang sa buong probinsya. So may ganun siyang pakiramdam.
Siguro kasi ako medyo restless ako na tao. And of course hindi ako sanay na talagang nasa bahay lang for how many months. Yun yung naging struggle ko actually. Medyo naghahanap ako, during the lockdown, naghahanap ako ng mga ways to be able to, go out. Kahit sandali lang. I tried biking. Nag-try din ako na mag-shoot ng pelikula. Na short lang, walang dialogue and all that. Pero hindi siya na-workout kasi nga parang you're out of focus, kumbaga. Kasi parang pinipilit ko yung sarili ko na gumawa ng something to cope up with the struggle of staying put sa sarili sa bahay. I think yung mga naalala kong experience during wala naman siguro kasi basically every day was the same routine. Gaya ng sinabi ko, medyo restless ako. So parang it took me a while to get used to the daily routine of waking up and trying to make my day productive all the time. So yun lang.
Si Keith, ano experiences mo during the middle of the pandemic, yung nagka-quarantine na?
I think like everyone else, medyo na-stress ako sa mga balita. Na-stress din ako sa government. Yung mga ganong tulad ng maraming tao. mga ganong bagay. And siguro ang pinaka-direct impact siguro yung domestic chores. Mahirap mag-grocery. Mahaba ang pila. Ganun, parang dapat nag-iiwasan sana tayo each other, pero nag-gather tayo sa mahabang pila sa grocery. Medyo stressful yung ganun every time. Ayun naman siguro. Tsaka kung gaano kabihira yung pandemic, lalong mas bumihira. So kung stressful yung pagbili ng grocery, lalo kang ma-stress kasi wala kang pambili ng grocery. So ayun.
Kung may iwasan to read articles or read mabalita on what's happening around. So I was really stressed on how the people in power handling the pandemic. So medyo and then people are really like, aside from the pandemic, marami pang issues like nag-shutdown ng ABS, parang walang clear priority from the government. Yung makikita based on what the media is reporting on us, which is true naman, maraming lumalabas na mga issues na it felt parang it's heavy na i-carry siya, parang ganun po.
What is your motivation for this film?
My film is called Random People. It is just parang a collection of couples na naglalampungan. Parang kasi sa sobrang dami na nangyayari sa when this project was offered to me, parang ang dami talaga nangyayari. I was part of ABS-CBN at nakita ko na lang siyang nawala bigla. Nawala kang magagawa kasi sa tubig sa kanya, hindi ka makapag-rally. So sobrang daming event na nangyayari na parang feeling ko, parang I just had to do something na walang kailangang intindihin. You just have to observe people. Kasi yun yung naging turo sa akin ng pandemic na ito. Na parang pinarasan niya tayo to observe the little gestures, the little things. Kasi hindi tayo makakagalaw. So we just have to focus lang sa kung anong nasa harap natin. And these people are like my neighbors. Na ito yung nakikita ko. Parang hindi lang siya survival of the fittest. Survival siya of the human spirit, na at the end of the day, parang yun, what remains are the relationship na, yun nga, medyo cheesy man, pero parang yun talaga yung sa akin. Parang yung kung anong matitira sa'yo, yun lang yung napaka-importante sa panahon ng pandemic. At yun yung gusto kong i-capture sa pelikula.
Yes, yung film ko naman po, yung title is Quadrado. Siguro yung naging pinaka-motivation ko lang sa film was based na rin siguro sa struggle ko suppressed yung mga bagay-bagay sa buhay ko na parang gusto ko siyang ilabas, pero hindi mo na siya pwedeng ilabas kasi because of the COVID and the quarantine. So nag-exist na siya sa parang daydream mo na lang. So parang ganun yung motivation ko. Parang alter self, alter world. You just see yourself in a different position using your imagination. Parang ganun.
Yung short film ay Kalayo. It's a Bisaya word for fire. And pag hiniwalay mo yung ka sa layo, siya, very far. So parang siya, tungkol siya sa distance, parang in relation to the distance that you run or you jog. Ayun, gusto kong i-share yung realization ko na okay pa lang mag-jogging or mag-running sa pandemic. And at the same time, dahil nga yung very far na ka, layo, very far. Kasi Cebuano ako pero nandito ako sa Taytay. So lahat ng nangyayari ng mga situation sa Cebu, sa pamilya, mga kaibigan ko nandoon, nakikita ko lang sa news. So ayun, at yung film na to ay hindi lang ako ang gumawa nito, collaboration to ni may isang matawag dito, journalist, nag-shoot siya ng photos and videos, drone shots sa Cebu. So collaboration namin to. So highlight ko yung mga drone shots niya of during the lockdown in Cebu. So parang yun yung distance ko from home. So doon ko siya nakita through his perspective sa kanyang drone. So ayun, pinagsama ko siya, distance, fire, jogging. So ayun ang short film ko.
My film is Mga Bagong Nawong sa Damgo, Katingalihan. It's like in English, it's New Faces of Dreams and Mysteries. So maybe the film is all about the musings, like the things that I've been thinking during the pandemic. And what I observed right after the first thing that I observed when nakalabas na ako sa bahay was people are masked. So I exaggerated the thing, how the people are living with masks. Are we really protecting ourselves? Like maraming questions like, are we really protecting ourselves, or it's just a way for us to really is this mask? Parang it's like a symbol of the pandemic, the mask. So I collaborated with Sir Nuni Lucia Alvarado to use his Nawong series, which I made as a mask in the film. and I collaborated with my community, like kasi hindi ka naman makakahanap ng mga actors to do the thing for you. So ginawa ko is I partnered with the people in my community in Sagay. So I worked with them then. Ayun, so yung lumabas, it's like parang medyo siya somehow the film talks about all the feelings that all the questions that I have in mind, all the feelings that I had during the pandemic. So through masks and then paintings and then metaphors of the film. So mostly movements yung film.
What are your takeaways or lessons that you learn sa process ng inyong filmmaking in this condition?
Ayun, parang una na hindi siya limiting after all kasi you can still do films while in this pandemic. Siguro budget, mahirapan talaga sa budget or sa locations. Pero in terms of possibilities, parang ang dami pa rin pwedeng gawin. At the same time, parang yun nga, parang for me, after doing this film, medyo parang pa-deep man, pero parang for me, it reminded me of how human we are. Na parang we're vulnerable, but at the same time, this is also a reminder of the relationships na kailangan na nurture natin at napersa tayong nurture because that's the only thing we have during this time.
Siguro I realized na para sa ating mga artist, applicable yung term na resilience. We are resilient in our own ways. So regardless kung ano man yung nasa harap natin, parang it's hard for us to stop ourselves. Mismo tayo nahihirapan na napigilin yung mga sarili natin na gumawa. So as long as you have that passion and perseverance for pursuing what we do best, siguro I think there's no such thing as hindrance because we are going to find our ways every time. So medyo empowering siya for me. Before I shot the film kasi Doc, I was really reluctant. But since may contract na tayo, I had no choice but to shoot because empowering siya in a sense that after I realized that it was empowering, for me, nakita ko na parang walang obstacle or regardless of the obstacle or whatever circumstance, we visionaries will push through with our work and our love for cinema, and our love for life.
I have always sa lahat ng experience ko na filmmaking, since nag-start ako many years ago, I've always considered the process of filmmaking as some sort of social activity. Ikaw, ang crew mo, yung collaborators mo, lagi kailangan yung maging magkasama sa hirap at ginhawa. Sabay kayong mababasa sa ulan, sabay kayong magugutom, sabay kayong mabubusog. Kailangan yung magkadikit, ganun. So parang ngayon, even with the distance, kalayo sa imuhang collaborators, possible still ang filmmaking. Based here sa Cebu, from Cebu, nandito ako sa Taytay, nagji-jogging. Nakabuo kami ng film, short film. And ever since, I have always been a strong believer na if a person, human being is passionate in doing, nothing can stop him. Paano ba? Walang little budget or kahit pa pandemic, magagawan mo ng paraan as long as meron kang responsibility and respect for each other and careful mo sa mga hindi ma-spread ang virus. Parang feeling ko din hindi lang sa filmmaking at sa filmmakers, parang dahil dito sa challenge na to na in-experience natin ngayon, parang mas lumalabas ang humanity ng mga tao, yung kabutihan at may kasamaan. Parang nare-reveal siya dito. And Ayun lang ang mga takeaways ko dito sa experience ng filmmaking during the pandemic.
The filmmaking is that it's really important to really involve your community in filmmaking, because they also have like the potential, the talent to make your story more rooted to your locality, more grounded. And it's also what I've learned also was to really extend my patience, my understanding, everything that makes me human. Though parang it tested me, the pandemic tested me, um, but uh, uh, yeah, I agree to other directors also na sabi nila na the spirit of collaboration is always there kahit ano mangyari, kahit may pandemic pa. It's really important to have a collaboration with other people to make your story possible or to be realized through film. So ganun po.
The last question. What is your message to your fellow filmmakers?
To see this pandemic as an opportunity. Kasi parang for me, lalo na sa mga regional filmmakers, I think COVID will eventually parang present a welcome change for us. Kasi parang it's time for us for Metro Manila to decongest. So parang about time then for film and TV productions hopefully na to go to the regions para dun gumawa ng content at hayaan gumawa yung mga taga-regions ng content na para sa nationwide na even worldwide release. Kasi parang sa akin, this is also my first time to do a film na yung mga kasama kong gumawa ay mga taga dito lang sa amin. So parang this is also us sending a message na parang we can also actually do films na kami-kami lang.
Talagang collaboration is the key in filmmaking. Nagkataon lang na talagang hirap akong maghanap ng mga tao. And I was fortunate enough to be helped by a couple of people from here. Part of the community rin, sina Kat and Richard, which helped me. They helped me shoot some of the scenes. And then sa Antique rin, which nag-shoot din ako sa Antique kasi yung location ko was in Barbasa, Antique. So malapit lang kay Direk Arlen. Yes. So doon nakahanap din ako ng mga taong tumulong sa akin. So I was very thankful in that part kasi sabi ko nga basta siguro kung makikita nilang sincere ka sa passion mo, they will not hesitate to help you na din. So siguro ang message ko lang sa mga kapwa filmmakers is siguro padayon, which means patuloy lang. There's no stopping us, especially now, and I have to agree with Ricardo. This pandemic has put the spotlight on regional filmmakers because ngayon nga tayo yung mas pinakamaraming content. I think it's safe to say na tayo yung sumalo ng Philippine cinema in this trying time. So patayon lang. There will always be ways if you have that certain amount of passion and
Other forms of art siguro or expression and the worst time to make a film is the best time to make a film, and this is one of the worst time in our lives. So ayun, basta mag-ingat lang and anybody can be a filmmaker. You don't even have to be a filmmaker. You can be something else and make films. So ayun, and the world needs to hear our stories, especially during these difficult times, para makita ng mga human beings around the world kung paano tayo nagko-cope with these times.
So during this pandemic, I was really afraid if I could come up with a story to tell to the world. So one thing that I've learned is really to really observe the things around you, because there are many stories around despite the pandemic. I agree to Direct Keith na it's the best time to create films because ang daming stories na pwedeng ikwento para sa world. So for me, my message to my fellow filmmakers na to really we should maghanap anywhere because marami talagang pwedeng maikwento pa. And then we should always, as a filmmaker, we should always help other people to think critically of what are the things that is really happening around us, to help them to be more aware, to be more woke, millennial term pa, through making films. Parang ganon. So I hope despite challenges and circumstances, we always padayon, pagpatuloy natin yung ginagawa natin. Kasi people, meron talagang mga tao na maniniwala at maniniwala sa yung mga kwento.
Thank you so much, Rod Arden Rod Condes, Kyle from Mendoza, Mark Garcia, and Kit Vilejero for sharing with us your experiences during this pandemic with your films. We can say that through your films, we can say that you cannot really stop anything, not even a pandemic can stop a filmmaker from doing a story. Like Arden, who got caught off guard by the pandemic, he had to cope by planting and then again observing people around him, and then also Kyle had more time to think about things, about his life, about surroundings, and he suddenly realized that his health should take a priority. And as a way of coping with the isolation of the pandemic, he turned into running. And Mark, he turned his anxiety into more creative things like poetry and film. So these are very interesting stories, and I hope that we should have more. And yes, I believe this is the best time to make a film and the worst time to shoot a film with all the protocols. Okay, thank you very much again. Xena Part 1 and Xena Part 2, and get a glimpse of the insights from these filmmakers as how they navigated and managed their lives during the pandemic and lockdowns. The two omnibus films may be accessed online by registering to a free account at vimeo.com or through Vimeo mobile app. Films may be accessed on video on demand until January 28, 11:59 p.m. for free via the promo code NCCA Cinema, and we are on our second webinar, and please stay tuned for more. For more details, visit FB page Xena CQ hashtag, and for your comments and reactions, don't forget to use the hashtag Xena. Thank you very much, and good day.